Switch on your
Recording in
camera
progress.
so I can see you guys what you're doing. Everyone switch on your cameras. Anyone is staying in hostel 3? Now no one is staying over there. Quarantine is finished. Inderjeet. What happened? Why it is taking so long?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Yeah, switch on your cameras.
Oh, sir, just a second.
Everyone switch on your cameras. Dhruv, switch on. Yeah. Animesh, where you are still? Oh, you already set your background or what?
Yes, sir. It is a filter background.
Okay. Bharat, Devish, Prashad. What about others? Switch on your cameras. Today the class will be with the camera has to be on. किससे बात कर रहा है तू? Animesh. Who's there?
My roommate is there.
Tell him to keep quiet or otherwise go outside of the room.
Yes, sir.
You are in the mess, so why you are in the mess? You have to switch on camera. I don't know. That is not my problem. Till 2 o'clock you have to be in your class. तो बैठ के कहीं गप मार रहा है या बैठ के कहीं जूते पॉलिश कर रहा है, that is your problem. That is not my problem. Many people are having lunch till now. Why? Who is this guy? Many people guy. Chaitanya, why you are having lunch this much late?
Sir, we had workshop, so we came late.
Yeah, you had workshop, but workshop already they have left you on 1300, no?
सर आज लेट हुआ था बच्चों को.
बच्चों को तो तुम बुड्ढे को कब छोड़ा था?
सर बैचेस में वर्कशॉप होता है ना, तो 2 बैचेस को लेट छोड़ा था.
When they have leave you?
What, sir?
What time they have leave you?
Sir,
1:30 approx.
1:30, sir. 1:35 around.
Who was the guy? Who was your instructor?
So I don't know their name.
Okay. What he was teaching? What the things you are doing over there?
So we were performing on lathe machine.
So Shinde sir was there, na? Little bit fat guy. White color boy. So why you are there in the class and they are not there?
So they left us, means our batch, they left our batch early. Means around 1:25, 1:20 like that.
And for their batch, so every day it is like this. Every day you are having only half an hour.
No, sir, today only.
So साला जब तुम लंच कर रहे हो तो पढ़ो क्या? हर्ष तो खुश हो रहा है, वाह कितना मजा आ रहा है. प्रेम चोपड़ा लग रहा है तू. So how this class will be conducted if you guys, half guys are sitting in the mess? Who is your coordinator?
Sir,
Mendle sir, no?
yes, sir.
Wait.
के last minute, sir.
तेरे को बड़ी हंसी आ रही है हर्ष को. Why? इतना क्या हंसी की बात होगी भाई, तेरे को कुछ और दिख रहा है क्या? If you are telling lie, then you will see what is going to happen. I am going to call this guy, and if he says that he has left you early and you are saying wrong, then you will understand. Hello, hello, Sujata ma'am. Okay. Yeah, Alex system. गुड आफ्टरनून सर। सर ये आज मेरी क्लास है 2 बजे से, और कुछ बच्चे, आधे बच्चे तो मेस में बैठे हुए बोल रहे हैं कि उनको लेट छोड़ा था। तो क्लास कैसे लूँ सर? आधे तो मेस में बैठे हैं। डिवीजन 2 है। बट वो, या तो नंबर बताइए किनका वर्कशॉप है, इतना लेट क्यों छोड़ा बच्चों को? अब वो क्लास लूंगा तो आधे तो वहाँ पे बैठे हुए हैं तो सुन ही नहीं पा रहे। अभी तो कुछ नहीं, बस यही है कि आप पूछ लीजिए उनसे कि मतलब कौन था इतना लेट। तो आधे लोग का मिस होगा, अगर नहीं लूंगा तो फिर why you are lying? That faculty is saying that they have left you 1:30 only. 1:35 कौन बोल रहा था?
सर मैं बोल रहा था अनिमेश।
झूठ क्यों बोल रहा है बेटा?
सर मैं क्यों झूठ बोलूंगा, सब बच्चे लेट आ रहे हैं तो मैं वही बोलूंगा।
लेट आ रहे, तू बुढ़ा हो गया?
सर मैं जल्दी आया था, मैं खाना खाते आया हूँ, लेकिन मेरा रूममेट खुद अभी
जितने
आया है।
मेस में है, जस्ट टेल देम टू कम बैक विद इन 10 मिनट्स। जितना हो सके उतना खा लिया, 15 मिनट ऐसे निकल गया।
हाँ ठीक है।
5 मिनट्स में सबको बोलो क्लास में आ जाए, बिकॉज इफ दे आर डूइंग लाइक दिस आई कैन नॉट एबल टू वेट नो। अब जो क्लास
यस
ज्वाइन
सर।
किया उसका भी नुकसान नहीं कर सकता मैं, और जो नहीं आया दैट इज देयर फॉल्ट। एंड नेक्स्ट टाइम इफ यू आर हैविंग लाइक somebody is leaving you late, just tell straight away, you can say that sir, next class is going to be started in 2 o'clock, and then they will start scolding us. ओके, अब बोल देना अगर मेरी क्लास है तो बोल देना वो तो बहुत गाली सुनाते हैं। ठीक है?
यस सर श्योर।
और बोलना कि फिर बाद में फिर वो डायरेक्टली कानून सर को फोन करके बोल देते। ऐसा बोल देगा तो नेक्स्ट नो बडी विल डू दिस अगेन। ओके, सो what we have discussed in last class, मिस्टर साईफाई गाय हर्ष यादव बैकग्राउंड ही चेंज कर रहा है बैठे तब से। what we have discussed in last class? It looks like you are looking yourself first time in the camera. इतना खुश हो रहा है. Harsh,
Yes, sir.
yes, tell me what we have discussed in last class. मतलब कैमरा बंद करने को नहीं बोला था. You can switch on your camera. That's okay. I was liking your background all the time. You are changing it and it was good. Star Wars का मैं भी fan. बताओ. What we have discussed in last class? Yoga guy, Divish. What we have discussed in last class? नींद तो आ रही होगी. गले के ऊपर तक तो भर के खा लिया होगा.
No, sir.
Anyone? What we have discussed in last class?
So generators.
Generators. What generators? What we have discussed in generator? पूरा generator तो बताया नहीं होगा बेटा मैंने.
सर डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ जनरेटर बताए थे, डीजल इंजन, शाफ्ट जनरेटर और टरबाइन जनरेटर.
Okay. So I have just told you about what type of generators we have on board, but I didn't tell you much in detail. I told you about the power factors and everything, no? Reactive power, active power and all. बताया था ना इसका तुम लोग
Yes,
को?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So first we will going to do one means I am going to tell you about cargo operation. So what is cargo operation and how what are the power requirements while doing cargo operations? Why it is important? Well, because cargo operations are defined like when you are discharging or loading the cargo. Basically, we all are working, means you are this merchant navy, you are going to work on marine ships. So in marine ships, you are carrying cargo. Okay. Cargos are there, no? So someone is taking, maybe someone is taking the oil, someone is taking chemicals, someone is taking containers, someone is taking cars. So they are all are cargo. Okay, so this cargo is always have one. If you are going to load cargo or discharge cargo, that operation is called cargo operation. Understood? समझ में आया? इसको क्या हो गया आज इतना ये स्लाइड क्यों कर रहा है? Okay, now it's okay. अच्छा दिन ही कुछ खराब लगता है. Wait. Okay, so so the operations when we are when we are loading or discharging. That is called cargo operation. क्या problem है इसमें? Wait, I will set my pen. So everybody, they have come back. I think now I think 34 participants are there, including me. 33 guys are there. So now they are in the room or कभी भी mess room में ही class ले रहे हो? हाँ, no, it's okay. So cargo operations are when we are loading or when we are discharging the cargo. It's called cargo operations. So why we are reading this? What is the importance in this? Because while doing cargo operation, we have to do certain operations which is very important for the ship stability, for performing cargo operations, and also for safety of the ship. Okay, so what are the parameters are? So first thing is you have to do ballasting and deballasting. So I think this is already told by Yogesh sir in last semester. You remember this? Do you remember this? ballasting and deballasting. So why we are doing ballasting and deballasting?
So to maintain the weight distribution on the ship.
To maintain what?
Weight distribution on the ship.
Weight distribution. That is okay, but actually the ultimate goal is to maintain the stability.
Yes, sir.
Okay, because if your ship is not stable, it will be capsized very easily, and when ship will capsize, तो cargo क्या दिखा दे तो ही बाहर गिर जाएगा. You will thrown out, no? You understand what is capsize?
Yes, sir.
Capsize, yeah, capsize when ship is going upside down means the deck is inside the water and the bottom part of the hull is outside of the water. That is called capsize. So after some time it will be it will also sink, but first it will capsize and then it will sink. Understood? So these things are always possible, and these possibilities are always there when you are having cargo operations. Okay, so that's why the cargo operation is very important. So in that we are doing ballasting. So ballasting and deballasting is done by the ballast pump. So he already told about the ballast tanks also. He told you something about ballast tanks and all. कुछ बताया था क्या?
Yes, sir.
What he has told you?
They told that it is basically it's a structure that holds the water.
Yeah, that's like if you have the ship like this is your ship. So if you are loading the cargo, what is the problem? If you are loading the cargo in this place, hey, wait, yeah, there's some issue. So what about the Gajan sir's part? What he has started till now? What he has taught you?
So he told us
Line
the
B phase.
electricity panel on the ship.
What he has told you?
So the panel,
Sir, about the
generators and
line
power
switchboard.
supply.
Yes, sir. Line voltage, phase voltage.
Okay, so now you understand
Grounding.
line voltage, phase voltage, grounding. Yes, these things are important because these are the basic things you have to know. Then only you can do lots of. Okay, I think maybe in this one it will be okay. Okay, now you can see this this copy, this white page. You can see this white background.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Okay, so when your ship is like this, again there is some issue with why suddenly this is happening. Maybe my daughter has done something. So you have some tanks over here that is just below the cargo holds. Some tanks are here also. So they have different places from forward to aft. They have tanks which is storing only water. So that is called four peak tank, which is in the forward, and which is in the aft. It will be called aft peak tank. Okay. So all these places we are storing the water. So to run the ballast, to pump it out or pump in, we need ballast pump, and the ballast pump is also connected with the motor. So you have to supply power to the motor. When you are using cargo operation, you have to run the motor all the time. You have to run it for ballasting or deballasting purpose. Okay. Second thing is you are using for cargo operation. So cargo operation equipments are like you are using cranes, or maybe you are using some pumps. So that is there for cargo. Like if you are having crane, so you can lift up the cargo, you can put on the deck, or maybe you can discharge from a you can discharge also. So all the things are always there. So when you are performing these actions, so you have to give power to the cargo machineries. So cargo machineries are cranes, and reefers also is a cargo machinery. So reefer containers, I think you guys already have idea what it is. You know, reefer is nothing, it is just like a big refrigerator what you have in your home. So it is little bit bigger, and it is the size of this particular reefer is same size as your container. Okay, so this reefer also required lots of power, because when they want to cool down the cargo, they require lots of power. So you have to supply power to the reefer also. Okay, so same time you have to supply power to the ballast pump, to the cranes, to the reefers, and also you have to supply power to the heeling pump. There is one additional pump they have provided, which is there to balance the ship. When your ship is like this, and they have made two tanks at the center, that is called heating tanks. So this tanks is they have special type of motor, means dedicated motor and pump for this particular two tank. So what these pumps are doing, that is balancing the weight. When your ship is listing, you know what is list, what is trim, you understand this? लिस्ट और ट्रिम समझ में आता है?
Sir, that longitudinal curve. up sir, yeah, longitudinal curve होता है जो ऊपर.
Very good. So if you see the ship is like this, क्या हो रहा है इसमें? ये change करना पड़ेगा. If you see your ship is like this, okay? So when your ship is bending on this side, that is called listing, or if it is going on this side, it's called listing. So port side listing, starboard side listing, that is listing, means you are loading the cargo only on one side. Because of the one side cargo you are loading, the weight is more on this side. So other side will be all automatically come up. Seesaw देखा होगा ना? The same thing are happening over there. So to control the listing, because if your ship is listed too much, it can lose the buoyancy also. It can lose its stability. Then to maintain that particular thing, they have heating system. So when your ship is listed 0.5 degree to 1 degree, any place, if it is degree, if it is listed to starboard side, then pump will start and it will start pumping the water to port side. Understand? So they have provided this system. This is basically you will see in container ship. Because in container ship, the cargo operation is very fast, and one move there maybe 8 to 9 cranes are working together. So in one move, you are moving at least minimum to minimum 300 ton. So in one move, you are taking out 300 ton, and then one move takes only 1 minute. So 1 minute में 300 ton तो निकाल रहा है. So you can imagine in 1 hour how much you can take out. Understand? So if in this rate they are discharging the cargo, or maybe they are loading the cargo, so that will create imbalance. So to balance it out, they are using healing pumps are there. Okay, so healing pumps is also connected with the electrical power systems. Okay, मोटर से कनेक्ट रहेगा ना पंप. समझ में आया तुम लोग को?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so any doubts till now? सब लोग आ गए मिस से? Anyone still there in mess?
Sir, one
Someone is there in mess? Ajay?
No, sir, no one in the mess.
Okay,
No,
good.
sir, everyone is present.
Okay, good. So now you understand why we need this healing pump. Okay, what is the need of healing pump?
Sir,
Then yeah,
sir, can you just explain again how ballasting and deballasting is used in cargo operation?
can you repeat again? What was your question? I didn't get it properly.
I said, sir, can you just tell once again how ballasting and deballasting is used in cargo operation?
Your voice is little bit vague. I mean, it is either you can. I think you have echo issues in your mic. What you're saying? What I have to tell? Blasting, deballasting. What?
So he's asking about the ballasting and ballasting in cargo operations. Sir.
Why we are doing that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why we are doing it? Because like this drawing panel is not working. That is a issue, very big issue. Wait, I just give me 1 minute. I'm changing. I will change my name. Wait.
सर आपका माइक ऑफ है।
अरे सर बोल के गए हैं, आ रहा हूँ।
What happened? क्या हो गया?
नथिंग सर।
I have the issue with my pen. That's why I will leave. मेरे को कोई मजा नहीं आ रहा तुम लोग को छोड़ के जाने में. Okay. Okay. So we will continue again, and if whatever you don't understand, you can ask. No problem. Okay. Don't bother about. Maybe थोड़ा सा बोल दूंगा, but I want you guys to understand. I don't want to just complete my course and go. So if we talk about ship, the ship is just like you understand. This is like a one vessel. इसका भी वही प्रॉब्लम है साले का पता नहीं क्या दिक्कत चल रहा है. So you have lots of ballast tanks. What I was telling you that ये ऐसा बहुत सारे ballast tank है. So why we are doing ballast? But like when we have to transport our ship from one place to this place, and we don't have that much cargo. So if you are going with empty cargo, empty ships, so the ship draft will be less. So I think the draft you understand. This is called draft. The hot vertical position is called draft. So how much is it inside the water? That is called draft. Okay. So draft will be less, and then you have the less draft. What it will create problem to you that when you have less draft is थोड़ा सा भी हवा होगा या if you have small amount of swell in the sea, it will rotate too much. Okay, ship will roll too much. So that is not good for you also and not for the ship also, because rolling and pitching and pounding, all these actions are giving stress to your hull. Understood? So you don't want your hull to be broken into two pieces. So that's why you understood the draft. समझ आया draft तुम लोग को? So this is your ship and this is your summer load line. So this is the draft. Okay. So if your ship is very lightweighted, and if you are traveling in long sea passage, if you are traveling in coastal areas, it is not a problem. But if you are traveling in long sea voyages, if you are going from like Japan to Mexico via Pacific Ocean, then if you are going with half loaded or empty ships, you will have very bad weathers over there. Then your ship will be face lots of issues. Maybe it will broke also. So that's why in that condition, what people used to do, they used to fill the ship. So when you fill the ship with the water, so you fill all the ballast tank. So because of that, your ship draft will be increased. Okay. So before ये इसको बोलते हैं freeboard. This is freeboard. So before maybe freeboard was 5 meters. Draft you have put lots of water inside. Freeboard is 3 meters. Understand? So because of the I think in ship stability they will teach you about metacentric height and all everything. Just to understand, I am telling you in brief that if you have too much freeboard, then you have too much rolling and all. If you have less freeboard, then it will not this bad weather will not affect to you too much. But it doesn't mean that कि पूरा ऊपर तक का पानी तक भर देने का. It doesn't mean that when you can fill the water till here. ऐसा कभी नहीं करना कि यहाँ तक पानी भर दिया. Okay, if you do like that, then again you will have problems. Then again your stability will lose. So you have to always remember that you have to fill the maximum draft you can take up to the summer water line. वो देखा होगा ना शिप का कलर चेंज होता है. On the top maybe they have blue color, at the bottom they have maroon color.
Yes, sir.
So that is that color difference is because of that only. That the color which is at the bottom, that is the maximum color you can load. If that color is not showing up, means you have loaded the ship more, and that will also temper your ship stability. Okay, so one MSC ship was doing like that. They are loading too much cargo and they are going from your Asia to Australia. In between, because of these extra loading condition, that ship was broken, and that's why it was sink in the sink near uh, Australia, and then Australia has banned MSC for 2-3 years. Understood? So these are the things you have to take care. So why we are reading about the ballast conditions? Because when like you have empty ship, but you have traveled from one place to another place. This place you have gone, but now you have, because you are doing this route, that's why you have loaded lots of water inside your ship. But in this place you have to load the cargo, so you have to take out all the water, no, what you have taken before. So this all thing has can be done by the ballast pump. समझ में आया आप?
Yes, sir.
तो आगे अपन पढ़े, समझ गया? हीलिंग
Yes,
पंप
sir.
समझ गया? व्हाट इज हीलिंग पंप? Healing pump is same like a ballast pump, but the thing is it is working between only two tanks in healing tank. So healing tank में क्या है कि यहाँ पे पंप लगा हुआ है. This tank and this tank, they will be situated exactly in center of the ship, and the capacity of one tank maybe it is 110. So ये भी 1 ton का ही होगा. Okay, so in ideal condition, if you see the total volume, it has to be half. कभी भी ऐसा नहीं होगा कि इसमें पूरा फुल भरा है, इसमें पूरा फुल भरा है. It is always means in the ideal condition this also has to be half filled and this also has to be half filled. So if you are listing in starboard side, means you are having more weight on starboard side. That time you have to reduce, means you have to reduce the weight over here, and same time you have to increase the weight over here. So you take water from this tank and then you start putting to this tank. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So it is happening automatically. Vice versa, it is doing, it is balancing it out. But same time you have to see if they are going to load, means they are loading cargo in one place, then your duty officer has to go and they have to tell that okay, because of one, if you're loading the cargo in one place, ship is listing on this side, so try to load the cargo in other side. Okay, so this is the main job of duty officers, to check the cargo loading is happening properly, and also to monitor the ballast pump and healing system. Okay, so first thing we have to understand that we have to see the ballast pump. Ballast pumps are very important while cargo operation. Second thing, we have studied that we required a healing system to maintain the stability. Third thing, what we have read that we required cargo machineries. Cargo machineries, like we have to give power to the cranes. Maybe we have to give power to the reefers, or maybe if you have some other kind of devices, like if you are running like for the tankers, we have to supply IG system. IG gases has to be there in the tanks, otherwise it will have fire issue, fire hazard. So for IG system, you are supplying IG gases to the tanks, but for that you are running lots of cooling pumps, lots of cooling motors. Understand? So these things has to be run all the time. समझ में आया?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So after this, one more thing that if you see that the ship, the sea that is inside the sea, but because of the change in tide or because with the change in loading condition, the ship can go up and down. Maybe trim is like it is like this. अगर ऐसा ये थोड़ा ऊपर चला गया ये नीचे आ गया तो will say okay ये trim adjustment नहीं हो रहा है, it is doing like this. But maybe your whole ship is going up, whole ship is coming down. So ship is fastened with the ropes. रोप से ही फास्ट करते हैं ना अपन. शिप को पोर्ट में रोप से ही बांधते हैं ना, रस्सी से ही बांधते हैं ना.
Yes, sir.
So that rope is also tied up and it is tight. ढीला रखेंगे तो it will always go back and forth and it will damage your hull also and also the fenders. So you have to keep rope tight, but you don't have to keep the rope too much tight, otherwise it will break. So normally the breaking strength of the rope is, they used to say 300 kilonewton plus 10%. So maybe 350 you can take maximum. If it is more than 350 kilonewton tension in the rope, it will part it off. So people used to keep 100 kilonewton. If it is this mooring winch is also working in 2 stage. Heeling system is also working in 2 stage. If it is working in auto also and manual also. In auto, when ship is listing 0.5 degree to 1 degree in either side, it will start the pump and it will try to move the water. Okay. In manual operation, you can control all this thing to by manually. Like you can start the pump, you can start this wall, you can open this wall. You can do this manual also. And same goes for the mooring operation. So for mooring, you can adjust the tension in the rope manually also, and it can be done in auto function also. So first I will tell you how it is working in auto, then I will talk to you about how we are doing in manual. So what is happening in this, that when we are trying to keep the tension, like I told you that 300 kilonewton is that is depending on the rope also. It's not like a standard value. If you have too much thick rope, then its strength is different. If you have too much thin rope, then its strength is different. अब ये सुई धागा जो कपड़े वाला धागा है, उससे you cannot able to lift 20 kg, no? समझा? And then if you are having thick rope, you can lift easily 20 kg or you can lift 200 kg also. So according to their size, the braking strength also change. Okay. समझ में आया?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So when you are keeping in auto tension, you already know that okay, this is a braking strength of my rope, and this is how much I want to keep my rope in tension. So you set that value, and according to that value, like I have set for 100 kilonewton. Okay. So if my value is going 10% above this value or 10% below this value, the winch will, the system will give signal to the winch. It will either slack the rope or it will either heave the rope. Heave मतलब खींचना, slack मतलब छोड़ना. ठीक है? या तो ढीला करेगा या तो खींचेगा. But it will always try to keep the tension this much. उससे नीचे या उससे ऊपर नहीं होने देगा. So you always know that your this rope is always tight. Then also the AVs on deck, they have to take round that okay, everything is proper or not. If they see that rope tension is too much, then they can override and they can adjust this in manual. Manual mode में क्या होता है? You have to check everything by your own and you have to do the same thing by your own. Okay? समझ में आया? समझ में आया तुम लोगों को?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so these are the operations normally it is there when you are doing cargo operations. So anything else? Yeah, if any points you didn't understand, just ask me. So till now what we have understood about what is power. Power पढ़ लिया अपन ने. Power में अपन ने active power, reactive power, Reactive power is denoted by what? Any ideas? Reactive power किसे denote करते हैं? Reactive power, we are denoting reactive power with what? What is the, like, for active power we are using R. For reactive power, Q. And for apparent power, Z. भूल गए तुम लोग? Have you understood this? Because ये सब चीजें you have to understand these things properly. Then only you can. When I will teach you about generators, how to do paralleling, how the AVR is working. Then you will understand. तुमको यही समझ में नहीं आएगा तब तो वो तो बिल्कुल ऊपर से जाएगा. बनाया था ना पावर ट्रायंगल. You remember this triangle?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So I told you
yes,
the
sir.
apparent power, this is your reactive power, this is your active power. ये reactive के लिए R लिखा है ना. So this is denoted by Z, and this is denoted by R. This is R represent real power. Okay, Z represent apparent power, and Q represent your reactive power. So what is power factor? Power factor is R by Z. बताया था ना तुम लोगों को?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So now you have little bit understanding about these, no? Power factor क्या होता है? What is the importance of power factor? समझ गए? समझ में आया आप लोग को?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now you understand about the power. Then I told you a little bit idea about what is your alternator, what is your generator. Means I told you about the generator. What is generator? So generator is consist of two parts. One is prime mover, second is alternator. बताया था ना तुम लोग को?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Bike example, I have given the bike example also. दिया था ना तुम लोग को bike example, how the bike is getting started and all. Maybe in some other class I have given. Okay. So now you have understood this. So what is generator? What is means what is generator? It consists of these two parts. We will go in detail in alternator. That is the electrical part. In mechanical part, they will teach you in 4 years. तो तुम 4 साल आराम से पढ़ना. I will teach you about alternator in this particular subject. And if you are with me, means whatever I am telling you, if you are understanding that, then you never have any problem in alternator. You can work on any alternators. You can repair alternators without any issues. Okay. Then now I told you importance of power factor. What is the importance of power factor? Power factor अपन पढ़ते क्यों इतना power factor करते रहते हैं? What is the importance of this particular power factor? ऐसा क्या है power factor में that we are studying it so much?
Sir, basically determines the quality of current.
Very good. Quality of power.
Power.
Quality of power. We are determining the quality of power. Okay. So if power factor is more, the quality is good, or power factor is less, then the quality is good.
Sir, please repeat this point.
If my power factor is more, that time the power quality is good, or when power factor is less, that time power quality is good. Power generation quality we are talking about, means basically we are talking about the efficiency.
Sir, less.
Less. So when power factor is less, then that time we have quality good. That is wrong. If you have more power factor, then you have better quality. अभी ये बनाया था triangle से देख. I
Yes,
told
sir.
you about active power and reactive power, no? समझाया था ना, व्हाट इज एक्टिव पावर, व्हाट इज रिएक्टिव पावर, समझ में नहीं आया था क्या तुम लोग को?
Yes, आया था कुछ.
आया था. तो रिएक्टिव पावर इज पावर, द पावर वी कैनॉट एबल टू यूज in, like I have showed you that reactive power can be positive, can be negative. ये सब बताया था तुम लोगों को ना. What is reactive power? चलो फिर से बता देता हूँ एक बार. This is last time I am telling you, but don't इसके बाद पूछना मत तुम लोग. And I am going to make lots of questions on these particular topics. तो quiz में भी ये सब questions मैं पूछूंगा. Better to understand this, then you will answer over there. And don't worry, whatever questions I will give in the quiz, it is very easy. But whatever questions I am going to give you in the class test and all, it will never be easy. You have to put your mind to understand the question and answer accordingly. Cheating करने का तो कोई चांस ही नहीं है. जितना IMU में cheating हुआ है ना, वो सब नहीं हो पाएगा बेटा. Only those guys can answer my questions who have understood the topic. ऐसे straightforward कोई question answer नहीं होता. So what you understand by apparent power? So I told you in each and every electrical machinery, what we are saying that we can supply this electrical machine can supply this voltage and this ampere, this much voltage and this much ampere. So the multiplication of these two is called apparent power. Means that is the total power you can take out from that machinery. Okay. So alternators are also provided that it can give you this much kVA or MVA. Like if I want to create alternator, so I can say okay 100 MVA it can give. Okay, 100 MVA is 100 megavolt ampere. Okay, but how much we are actually getting, that is determined by active power, kilowatt or megawatt. How much we are actually getting. Why we are actually getting this much? Like if I am giving you 100 watt, ठीक है, समझना तुम लोग. If my system is there which can be which can capable enough to give 100 volt ampere, sorry, 100 volt ampere, and I am taking 70 watt from that. So 30 watt, whatever means 30 volt ampere, whatever we are generating from here, that is our reactive power, that is called kVAR. We have to represent in kVAR. So this, what is active power? Active power can be only consumed in the circuit which is having resistance or resistive circuits. Reactive power can only be consumed when the load is reactive type. If you don't have reactive type load, it will never be consumed. Simple layman term में समझ लो कि जब भी कोई भी अपन लोड यूज करते हैं जहाँ पे रेजिस्टेंस हो, जहाँ पे अपना लोड जैसे बल्ब हो, हीटर हो, ये सब हो, तो वहाँ पे एक्टिव पावर आता है. But if you are having and where we have the reactive powers, if you have any load which is doing any magnetizing action, जो भी कोई magnetizing action properties यूज करता है, मतलब ट्रांसफॉर्मर्स हो गया, ये तुम्हारे मोटर्स हो गए, so all the things are reactive type of load. So if you can say that motor is active and reactive because it is having resistance also and it is having inductance also, reactance also. Understand? समझ में आया? So when you want to determine how much is the efficiency, so you can say 7 by 10. So if you are going to say that this is 70%, so your generator is 70% efficient. Why? Because your 30% power is there which is not consumed by any load. So that power is unused power which is circulating in the system, but it is not used because it doesn't have that much of that much kind of load. अब तो समझाता हूँ अलग टर्म में. तुम लोगों को समझ में नहीं आया होगा ये सब. आया क्या?
No, sir.
नहीं आया होगा, वो सब तो होता ही है तुम लोगों को. कैमरा क्यों बंद कर दे तुम लोग? कैमरा चालू रखो तो देन आई कैन सी, देन आई विल अंडरस्टैंड यू आर समझना चाहते हो कि नहीं. अरे तुम्हारे, हाँ ये बंदा आया ना हर्ष यादव, उसको देख के अच्छा लगता है. अभी हर्ष जैसा एक बंदा है, ठीक है, हर्ष यादव है जो अभी बिल्कुल गले के ऊपर तक खा के आया है, ठीक है. और एक बंदा है दक्ष है, जो बिल्कुल भूखा है, 2 दिन से कुछ नहीं खाया है, ठीक है, अब मैं एक प्लेट इसके सामने रख दूं और एक प्लेट उसके सामने रख दूं, सो हर्ष यादव तो गले तक खा के आया, बट इफ ही इज वेरी फाउंड ऑफ लाइक स्वीट्स, तो उसमें रसगुल्ले वगैरह हैं तो दबा देगा, but rest all he will leave. Why? Because he don't have that much temptation to eat. Understand? But वहीं दक्ष है तो उसको जो भी मिलेगा सब दबा लेगा क्योंकि उसको तो भूख लगी है, समझा? So now you understand this Hers is acting as a load and Daksh is also acting as a load, but they are different type of load. One is which is having like it is acting as a resistive load, or you can say the Daksh is working as a resistive plus reactive load. जो तुम्हारा खाना तो खाया, साथ में स्वीट भी दबा दिया, और जो अपना हर्ष है ही इज वर्किंग एज अ रिएक्टिव लोड, जिसको भूख तो नहीं लगी बट उसको लगा कि हाँ भाई मेरे को थोड़ा सा 2-3 गुलाब जामुन तो मैं खा सकता हूँ, तो ही इज ईटिंग दैट। अंडरस्टैंड? सो रिएक्टिव लोड, अब मान ले 6 इसके प्लेट में गुलाब जामुन है ना, बट इसके वो 3 ही खा पाया। व्हाई ही कैन ईट 3? बिकॉज ही ऑलरेडी हैव फुल स्टमक। तो 3 जो रिमेनिंग गुलाब जामुन इज देयर, इट इज लाइक अनयूज्ड गुलाब जामुन। Unused gulab jamun means that power is there but it cannot be used because there is no load which is trying to, which can take that power. Understood? समझ में आया? अब इसके बाद नहीं समझ में आया तुम लोगों को तो फिर दूसरा एग्जांपल लाना पड़ेगा। समझ में आया तुम लोगों को? चैतन्य?
Yes, sir.
So why we are talking about power factor all the time? Because when we talk about the load on board ships, so that is not a single type of load. We have resistance also, we have capacitance also, we have inductance also. Maximum we don't have capacitance kind of load because capacitance type of load normally होता नहीं है जो अपने ship पे use किया जाए. We are using capacitors in lots of different electronic circuits. That is for different uses. That is not for the load purpose. That is for the filtration purpose, something else. Okay. So we cannot able to say, okay, we are using capacitor as a load. We are using capacitor as a helping substance for improving something. Okay. So basically, if you see, we have 2 type of load on board. So resistive and inductive. So if you are combining these 2 type of load, so whatever power you are giving from your generator, all the power will be consumed by the resistive load, and all the power will be consumed by the inductive load. But what kind of power inductive load can consume? Reactive type. Okay. And if you have too much reactive type load in your power system, then it requires too much reactive power. So when the too much reactive power will be increased, then active power will be decreased. अब 100 ही है ना उसके पास, you can give 100 volt ampere only. So in the system you have the in the system the load is as they have connected the load which required 50 volt ampere of reactive power. So 50 kVAR they required to run that system. So 50 is gone for reactive power, 50 is there for reactive power. So efficiency is what? 50%. Understood? So if you have too much inductive load in your circuit, the power factor will go down. समझ में आया इतना तुम लोग को?
Yes.
बट तू तो गुलाब जामुन में सोच खो गया. Just come out from the gulab jamun and Daksh, तो वापस तो भूख नहीं लग गई? हाँ चल ठीक, कोई बात नहीं. So you got this point because okay, we will continue in next class the same thing, but next class maybe it will be offline, so then it will be more better. आज मेरा पेन का इशू था, so I cannot able to show you lots of things, but that day I think we don't have any issues like that. So I'm going to take attendance. Who I'm going to take the name, just say present or not. Okay. So Abhishek Deepak, Abhishek Deepak, Abhishek Belgaonkar. He's not there. Ronak.
Yes, sir, I am present.
Okay. Bharat Patidar.
Yes, sir.
Where are you from? MP?
Yes, sir. MP.
कहाँ से MP में?
Sir, near Ratlam.
इस्लाम का है?
Yes, sir.
चल कोई नहीं। भुवन बिरादर भुवन। कृष्णा दुग्गल।
Present, sir. Present, sir.
Okay, Chaitanya. So Bhuvan is not there, no? Okay, good. Daksh Bharadwaj,
Present, sir.
Gujarat,
No, sir. Jaipur.
Jaipur. Okay. Darshan Lakmira. Darshan Lakmira, he is also not there.